AI is creating all sorts of opportunities. And I think the number one opportunity right now is to learn how to use AI to code different apps. Now, no, I don't mean that you actually have to learn how to code, but because of AI, you can take an idea and turn it into a reality. Let's dive right in. In today's video, I want to show you how you can use AI to go build out an app or an idea. Now, in today's video, we're going to specifically be using a tool called Cursor. It is an AI coding agent. Now, don't worry if you don't know how to code and if you've never used AI, that's okay. I'm going to walk you through step by step. Now, the reason I thought about this video is my brother-in-laws, they came up with this really cool idea. They said, hey, for the month of September, we want to do a challenge called Steptember, where we all come together and for the month of September, let's compete to see who can have as many steps or the most amount of steps in the month of September. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through how I would actually start to go build out that concept into an app. Because rather than just texting in steps per day, what if we could create a web app that everybody logs into to go track their steps and create a little bit of competition? So to do this, I just want to show you, first off, we're going to be using this tool called Cursor. Now, I really like Cursor. It is a coding agent. And if you just look up Cursor like this, you'll come to their sales page, and it's a coding agent that can help you build out different tools and ideas. Now, the nice part is it is pretty cheap. You can get the individual plan for $20 a month, and I have seen that the usage limits are off the charts. So now that you have Cursor, we're just going to go open up my Cursor and drag over onto the screen here. And this is what it's going to look like. So let's actually go do a new window here so that you can see what I see. And you're going to open up to a screen similar to this. And all we need to go do is we just need to go open up project. And I'm going to go to this folder, do new folder. I'm going to do Steptember, and then create. And then it's going to open up a coding environment like this. Now, don't be alarmed, but this is what coders are used to calling an IDE. So right over here is basically just all the folders of everything that's happening. And over here is going to be the chat agent that you're going to use. And now all I would do to actually get started on an app like this is go into Cursor and just explain the idea. Hey, so I'm wanting to go build out an app, and basically this is going to be a web app, and my brother-in-laws and I, we want to do something called Steptember. And the idea is that we are all going to compete to see who can get the most amount of steps in the month of September. Now, all of us wear some kind of device like an Apple Watch or a Garmin or some other different wearable technology, and I think for the most part, most of us are able to go track that in like a fitness app or something like that. But I'm wanting to build a web app that can be competitive, it can be gamified, that makes it so that we can track and see the progress on everybody's step to really make this a fun competition. So just like that, I went and I threw in the app idea, and I like to go switch it over into something called planning mode. So I'll click on agent, and then I'll go into plan, and then I'll go ahead and click send. Now, what this is going to do is Cursor is then going to go take the idea and come up with a plan, and even ask you questions back and forth to make sure that your app is good to go. So we're just going to let that go right there. You can see planning next move. And here in just a moment, it's going to ask us some questions that we need to answer to get the app going. Right here, it came back and it's asking us some follow-up questions, which is good because we can give it some more direction. So it says, how do steps get into this app? Wearables don't share, free API. Apple Watch data lives in HealthKit. iOS only. Garmin Fitbits need their own OAuth or paid aggregator. Here's some friendly ones: manual daily entry, manual plus optional screenshot proof, an auto sync, nicer UX, more setup costs. I think a manual daily entry would be really cool to start off, and we're just going to build that in this Cursor project right here. And that's one of the nice things with coding with AI is you just need to be a good leader. One of the things that I talk about when I go teach people how to use AI is the two most important skills in AI right now is leadership and communication. So all we're doing right here is we're acting as the project manager, explaining our idea, giving it some feedback. That way the AI can actually go work on its tool. So we're going to let that sit for just a second and come back once the plan is ready to go. Okay, and it's done with coming up with the plan. You can see that plan right here on the left-hand side. So you can see here's the project scope, or the MVP. That just means minimal viable product. And basically here's all the explanation. So it looks like it comes up with a little diagram here. Here's the daily steps. Here's the challenge members. Here's the activity events. And when we come down here, the dashboard is a log today step input and your rank versus the group, streak, chip, spark line of your September days, leaderboard, total steps primary, badges. That's cool. There's a feed. Here's the implementation sequence. Okay, talk about some of these things as they come along, but this is just talking about the coding models. Again, you don't have to know how to code, which is going to be super, super awesome. And then here is just the plan of how it's going to go do the whole thing. So now all I need to do is I can either go give it some feedback, and then if there is any at all. And then if I'm happy with this plan, I can just go ahead and click build. So I seem to be pretty happy with this. So I'm going to go ahead and just click this build button right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to switch this into agent mode, and it's going to go through these to-do lists. So it's going to build out the app, it's going to add in the backend, and then it's going to go build out like the invite and all this stuff like that. So we're going to let Cursor do its thing. I'll tap back in if there's any important things that I missed or that you should be aware of, and then we'll go from there. All right, so while that's building real quick, I just want to go ahead and answer this question, because some people might ask themselves, where is the data going to be stored, and how can we make sure that this app is actually saving people's information? So you can see right here, one of the plans it said is it's going to add a Supabase migration. So if I go over to my settings right here, if I go into customize and then go into plugins, you're going to see I have Supabase connected right here. What this is going to do is actually go create a backend for my app. So if you've never coded before or used AI to build something, you have the front end, which is how you're interacting with it, and then you have the back end, which is saving all the information as you're using the app. Just think of it like a Google Drive or a OneBox or a Dropbox, where it's saving your information, but there's individual folders that are saving things like here's the users and here's their step entries and here's the time that they logged all that information. So it's separating all of those out for you. And the nice thing is, if you can just go connect to your Supabase, it will actually go create all of those little tables and create the backend for you. But I just wanted to throw that in there. That way we were on the same page as far as building this app. All right, so it looks like it went and set everything up here. It just went and coded for probably, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes. So I just kind of let this sit here and do all the coding. I didn't put in anything extra. And so now that we're waiting here, you can see here it says, Kate, September isn't implemented in this workspace. Built and lent both paths. Great. So it built the app, and it's just kind of letting us know what it all built out. To run it, create a free Supabase project. Do this, do that. Okay, I am going to say, think you should have access to the Supabase CLI. Let's go ahead and just create a new Supabase project for this app. So basically all I'm saying right there is it should have access to the Supabase like we were talking about earlier. It looks like it didn't create that yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and instruct it to go create that. But one of the things that we can also do while we're letting it work on that thing is I can just start a new agent and say, please open up this app in localhost. And if you're not familiar, localhost just means you can view the app on a browser. And this isn't a publishable browser link that you can send out to people, but basically it's looking at all of the files on your computer and it's just opening up so you can look at it and test it out. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and then we'll go look at the app and see how it did. All right, and just like that, so we got the local host running. And so if I just go ahead and click on join the challenge, it's going to take us in. So I got to sign in with my email address. We'll put in my spam email address here, send the magic link. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to go grab that link real quick, and then we'll finish that login. So one trick that we're going to do, so this is all done, and just a second ago I tried to log in with a magic link, but it just takes a lot of back and forth and trying to review it and all that kind of stuff. And right now I just want to test the app. So all I'm going to say is, hey, will you please make sure that we can just sign up for an account with email and phone number? And I don't want to have to go verify my email right now, because I just want to make sure I can go in and test out the actual app and make sure that it works. Please go work on that for me. And basically all we're saying is, because now that we have the backend set up, it is going to try to make it so that you're verifying your email or sending over a magic link and getting this authentication, because it wants you to be safe and it wants to make sure that the app is secure. But basically right now we're just saying, hey, just let me create an account with email and password and let me sign in. I don't want to have to go verify or anything. That way I can just get in and test the app. So we're going to let that go. I'll work on that here in just a moment. All right, so now that that's done, we can just go put in some kind of test Gmail account, like test@gmail.com, put in some random phone number and a password here. Awesome. Okay, so now that we're signed in, and we can go put in a display name. So this is cool. Again, we're just testing out the app. So we'll just call me Brado. I want my avatar color to be blue and continue. The invite code is September, so it created some kind of invite code. So cool, join the competition. Whoa. And just like that, you can see there's the home, there's the board. I wonder what the board looks like. Okay, so that's like the leaderboard for the day. Here's the log. So I can go actually log my steps. So if I go do, 12,841, save steps, that should go change the board. Yep, so there's the board. And then here's the home page. Here's my total steps. Here's what I did today. Here's my average per day. Wonderful. There's badges. So there's the first steps, the 10K club, the week warrior, the marathon day, and here's all of my recent days. And then, looks like it's restarting our local host here. That's fine. So it should be kicking back up here in just a second. But the app
for the most part, looks pretty good. And we're going to go through and make a couple of tweaks here, but we're basically able to create the app, we're able to log in, and then we're able to go test out some of the features. Now, what just happened right here is sometimes when you're using a local host and now it's back, it's just resetting the server so that you can continue to log in. So we're just going to go log in one more time with that test@gmail.com and with that password. So there it is. You can see the information is all saved there. We can go to the board, we can go to the log, we can go to the feed. And so just like that, you can say Brado logged 12,841 steps. Perfect. And then we got the board right here. We got the home right here. And just like that. And if we go minimize our screen here, we can see that it's also mobile optimized. So it looks really good on the mobile app as well. So now what we can go do is we can go make some tweaks. We can go tweak what it looks like. We can go tweak the entries. We can go tweak any of that kind of stuff, and all of that is possible with AI. But for today's video, I just wanted to show you how easy it was to go from idea to at least functioning app within, probably a half an hour. And so again, we use Cursor, we use Supabase, and now we have a functional app that we can actually go add people to, and then we can go and push it. Now, the last thing that I want to show in this Cursor video is if you wanted to go push it live, there is this wonderful website called Vercel. So now I could just say, wonderful, this looks great, let's push it to Vercel. Now, if you don't know, Vercel is the hosting platform because, again, right now this is on a local host URL, and if I were to go copy and paste this to somebody, it would not work because this will only work on my machine. But if I go and push it to Vercel, which is what we're going to be doing here in just a second, it's going to take the app with all the backend and go publish it to a URL. That way I can start to go share the app with people and help them go download it themselves. And so again, if you need to go set that up, you can just go to vercel.com. Let's just go to their landing page real quick to take a look at it. So if you go into, let's see, Vercel, it will look something like this. And it is all free. This is the best part, is you can host for free. At some point they ask for you to pay for storage and stuff like that, but I didn't do that for the longest time until I had a team and I had to add other team members. But now you can just go sign up for this and go push apps to it like crazy. And there is a connector straight into Cursor as well. So if we were again to go into the settings and we were to go into customize and we were to go look at this and go look up Vercel, you're going to see it's right there. You can just go connect Vercel and literally you can just say, hey, go push this to Vercel, and it's going to go do that. And then what it's doing right now is it's basically just taking all of that code, and here's all the code on the left-hand side, and it's going to go start to push that to Vercel. So again, we started with Cursor with the idea. We had Cursor then go code out the app. Then we use Supabase as the backend to be able to actually go take all of that data and the storage to be able to go save the information. And then the second thing, or the third thing, is to then go push it to Vercel so that we have a link, and we'll see what that link here is in just a moment. Then there we go. If we just go ahead and click on this link, the september-iota.vercel.app, there's the link that I literally could go share with my brother-in-laws right now. And look at this. If we come in and we sign in with that test@gmail.com and put in that password, then it's functioning, and you'll see that the backend will work too. So we still got the 12,841 steps, and we got the daily streak, we got the board. All of this is working and functioning just like we want it to, and we did it in just about 30 minutes. And so if you were wanting to learn more about how to use AI to be able to bring your ideas to life, or to use AI to help other businesses or your own business, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I try to post videos at least twice a week. And if you want to fully immerse, I have a Discord group that you can join. Right now, we're doing a founders deal for $50 a month that you can come and join, and we do build rooms all the time. We are doing an office hours once a week where I teach you the latest and greatest. And most importantly, we create a community around those that build. But guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see next, and we'll see you in the next video.